Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or found yourself struggling to remember a name that used to come easily to you? If you nodded yes, you're definitely not alone. These little memory slips can feel frustrating and sometimes even scary. But here's the good news. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean we're doomed to lose our sharp minds. In fact, there's a lot we can do starting to date to keep our brains vibrant, alert, and even reverse some of that mental fog that tends to creep in after 65. You see, the brain is a remarkable thing. It's not a machine that wears down with time, it's more like a muscle. And just like muscles in your body, the brain can stay strong and even grow stronger with the right kind of exercise. That's what we're going to explore today. In this video, we'll talk about 5 simple, enjoyable brain-boosting activities that can make a real difference, not just in how well you remember things, but in how alive, confident, and mentally sharp you feel every single day. And don't worry, none of these require fancy equipment, expensive classes, or sitting through boring lectures. These are things you can do right from the comfort of your own home or in your local community. So let's dive in and talk about the first brain-boosting activity that can genuinely help you feel sharper, more focused, and even younger. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Learning something new now. You might be thinking, I'm retired, I've done all my learning. But here's the thing. Your brain craves novelty, just like your muscles respond to new challenges. At the gym, your brain lights up when you try new things. It doesn't have to be college-level courses or learning a new language, though those are great. It can be something as simple as learning to play a new card game, picking up a hobby like watercolor painting, or trying out a recipe you've never made before. When we do something unfamiliar, it forces our brain to create new pathways. That's called neuroplasticity, and it's like opening a window to let fresh air into your mind. I met a lovely woman named Helen, who decided to take up the ukulele at 72. She said at first it felt clumsy. Her fingers weren't cooperating, but after a few weeks, she noticed something unexpected. Not only was she getting better at the ukulele, but she was remembering grocery lists more easily and feeling more alert in conversations. See, the act of learning stimulates the brain in powerful ways. It doesn't matter what you choose. Pick something that gets you curious. Maybe you've always wanted to knit, or perhaps you've wondered how to edit photos on your phone. These small challenges keep your brain young, and they bring joy and confidence too. All right. Now, let's move to something just as powerful, maybe even more so, and that's movement. But not just any kind of movement. We're talking about physical activity that's mindful and consistent. You've probably heard that walking is good for you, and it is. But when it comes to your brain, it's the kind of movement that makes a difference. One of the best things you can do for your mind is to engage in gentle, rhythmic movement that also gets your heart rate up a little. Things like dancing, tai chi, or water aerobics aren't just good for your body, they actually help your brain grow. That's right, movement increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients that help you stay sharp. Studies have even shown that regular aerobic activity can increase the size of the hippocampus. That's the part of your brain that's key for memory and learning. I'll never forget meeting a couple in their early 80s who joined a community dance group. Every Tuesday, they'd waltz, swing, and laugh with a group of friends. After just a couple of months, they both said they felt more energetic, had clearer minds, and even slept better. The secret wasn't just in the dancing, it was the combination of physical movement, music, and social interaction. It's a trifecta for brain health. Even if you can't or don't want to join a class, you can still get these benefits at home. Put on some music from your younger years and move however you like. March in place, do some arm circles, or sway to the rhythm. It's not about doing it perfect, it's about moving regularly and enjoying yourself. But here's where the magic happens. When you combine movement with engagement, the benefits multiply. That leads us to another powerful brain booster: social connection. Now, I know this one can feel tricky. Maybe you've lost touch with old friends, or maybe you're not someone who loves being in big groups. That's perfectly okay. But staying connected, whether it's with one friend or 5, is one of the strongest ways to protect your brain from decline. Loneliness, especially as we get older, can quietly wear away at our cognitive health. It creeps in slowly, often, without us realizing it. And it doesn't just affect our mood, it affects memory, focus, and even the risk of dementia. But when we laugh with a friend, talk about our day, or even just share a quiet moment with someone we trust, our brain responds in remarkable ways. It releases chemicals that reduce stress, boost mood, and improve clarity. Think about how you feel after a phone call with someone who really gets you, or how your spirits lift after sharing a cup of tea with a neighbor. That warmth, that connection is medicine for the mind. And it doesn't have to be complicated. A weekly call with a grandchild, joining a book club, or volunteering at a local center can all create meaningful bonds that keep your brain buzzing. Even technology can help. Video calls might not be the same as face-to-face, but they still give your brain the stimulation it needs. One man I spoke to started hosting a weekly trivia night with his siblings over Zoom. It was a simple thing, but he said it gave him something to look forward to, and he noticed he was quicker to recall facts and stories afterward. So, let's think about this together. You've got the power to keep your mind strong by learning new things, moving your body in joyful ways, and connecting with others even in small, meaningful ways. You're giving your brain exactly what it needs to thrive. And we're just getting started now that we've explored how trying something new, staying active, and keeping socially connected can work wonders for your brain. Let's keep that momentum going and explore even more ways to keep your mind sharp, clear, and full of life. So we've started to uncover just how powerful it can be to learn something new, to move our bodies in ways that feel good, and to stay connected to others. These simple but meaningful actions do more than pass the time, they actually change the way our brains function. And if you've ever had that foggy feeling, that sluggish mental haze, you'll know how important it is to clear the cobwebs and feel like yourself again. Let's keep building on that momentum, because there's another activity that might sound almost too simple at first, but trust me, it packs a serious punch when it comes to sharpening your mind. I'm talking about mindful attention, or in simpler terms, being fully present. Now I know mindfulness has become a bit of a buzzword these days, but this isn't about sitting cross-legged and chanting for hours. It's about giving your brain a break from all the noise and letting it tune into the here and now. And here's why that matters. Most of the time, our brains are busy jumping from one thought to another. We're thinking about what we forgot yesterday or worrying about what's coming next week. That kind of mental clutter doesn't just wear us down, it actually short-circuits memory, focus, and decision-making. But when we slow down even just for 5 minutes, really pay attention to what's happening right now, the brain shifts gears. It starts organizing information more clearly, storing memories more efficiently, and even calming the emotional centers that tend to get overactive with age. And no, you don't need a special app or a quiet mountain retreat to do this. Let's say you're drinking a cup of coffee in the morning. Instead of scrolling on your phone or thinking about errands, just pause and focus on the warmth of the mug in your hands. Smell the coffee, listen to the sounds around you, feel your feet on the floor. That's mindfulness. And doing this a few times a day is like pressing the reset button for your mind. Some folks enjoy guided meditation, and if that works for you, wonderful. But it can be as simple as taking a walk and noticing the color of the leaves, the feel of the breeze, or the rhythm of your breath. I once met a gentleman named Tom, who started doing this just once a day, 10 minutes of quiet, focused breathing. Within a few weeks, he noticed he wasn't misplacing things as often. He felt calmer, more centered, and more alert during conversations. And, speaking of conversations, being present during a conversation is one of the best ways to exercise your brain. Instead of planning what you'll say next, try really listening. It sharpens your attention and improves memory in ways you'll feel almost immediately. Now, while mindfulness sharpens your focus in the moment, another brain-boosting activity helps preserve that focus for the long-term end. That's giving your brain something to solve. Puzzles, games, riddles, these aren't just for fun, they're mental workouts. Think of your brain like a garden. Without care, weeds can take over, but if you regularly tend it, give it challenges and nourishment, it flourishes. And nothing feeds your brain quite like problem solving. Crossword puzzles, Sudoku, jigsaw puzzles, logic games, even simple apps on your phone designed for memory or attention can help stimulate parts of the brain that might otherwise go quiet with age. And no, you don't have to be good at them. The benefit comes from the challenge itself, not the result. Even when you make mistakes, or especially when you do, your brain is learning. I know a woman named Darlene who started doing a word puzzle every morning with her tea. It was just a few minutes, nothing fancy, but she noticed she was getting better at remembering the names of neighbors, where she put her reading glasses, and even words that used to slip her mind during conversations. You can also try something called dual tasking, doing 2 cognitive tasks at once. For example, try reciting a poem while walking, or counting backward by 7s while folding laundry. These little challenges stretch your working memory and attention span. It's like brain yoga, and don't underestimate the power of games with others. Card games, dominoes, trivia, nightsaw, of these combine social interaction with mental stimulation, which is a double win. And the best part, you're having fun, you're laughing, you're creating memories while strengthening the very ability to make memories. Now, I want to pause here for a moment, because I know this all might sound like a lot. But it's not about doing everything at once. It's about choosing what lights you up. Maybe you're drawn to puzzles, or maybe you'd rather dance in your kitchen or paint a birdhouse. All of it counts. All of it helps. But there's one more thing, something we often overlook when we talk about brain health, and that's rest, not just sleep. Though that's important, but true mental rest. Giving your brain permission to pause. You see, in our younger years, we could often push through, keep going, keep achieving. But as we age, our brains need more time to recover from stimulation. That doesn't mean you're weak or losing your edge. It means your brain is being wise. It's prioritizing deeper processing over constant activity. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas often come when you're in the shower, or right as you're falling asleep? That's because your brain finally has space to breathe, to connect the dots, to restore itself. So take breaks. Step outside and look at the sky. Sit in a quiet room without turning on the TV. Close your eyes and just be. These moments aren't wasted. They're some of the most valuable things you can give your mind. And when you balance activity with rest, your brain gets stronger, faster, and clearer. The key here is rhythm. A rhythm of learning and resting, of engaging and reflecting. And every time you do that, you're reversing decline, not in a dramatic, overnight way, but in a steady, confident way that builds over time. You may not notice the difference tomorrow, but one morning you'll wake up and realize you're recalling conversations more easily. You're remembering names more quickly. You're walking into a room and knowing exactly why you're there. And it won't feel like magic. Feel like you again. That's the power of treating your brain with care, attention, and love. By now, you've seen just how much power you hold over your own mental clarity. From learning new things and keeping your body moving, to staying socially connected, practicing mindfulness, and solving little puzzles that spark your curiosity, you're giving your brain what it craves. But there's one more piece to this puzzle. One final activity that often gets overlooked, yet it can be just as powerful maybe. Even more so than all the others combined. And that's nourishing your brain through creativity. Now before you say, "But I'm not an artist," let me stop you right there. Creativity isn't about being good at something. It's about expressing something. It's about using your imagination, your hands, your voice, whatever tools you have to explore, your thoughts and feelings in new ways. And when you do that, magical things happen inside your brain. There's a reason art therapy, music therapy, even storytelling circles are used with people who have memory loss or cognitive decline. Creative activities light up multiple areas of the brain at once, areas responsible for language, memory, emotion, attention, even motor skills. And it doesn't matter how old you are. That spark, it never goes away. It just needs a little air to ignite again. Think about painting for a second. The movement of your hand, the focus it takes to mix colors, the decisions your brain makes with every brushstroke, that's mental exercise. Or imagine writing a short story about your childhood. You're recalling details, organizing thoughts, choosing words. That's deep memory work. And here's the best part. It's enjoyable. It's freeing. You're not just training your brain, you're feeding your soul. I remember chatting with a man named George, who picked up woodcarving after retirement. He said it started as a way to pass the time, but it turned into his favorite part of the day. He felt calmer, he could concentrate better, and he even found he was sleeping more deeply at night. That's the power of engaging with something meaningful, something that lets your mind wander in the best kind of way. And creativity doesn't have to look like painting or sculpting. It could be gardening, designing how your flower beds will look this season. It could be singing, even if it's just in the shower. It could be trying your hand at poetry or putting together a photo album with little notes about each picture. These are acts of creation, and every single one of them strengthens your cognitive function. Even cooking can be creative, trying out a new recipe, adjusting ingredients, plating your food with care. You're engaging multiple senses, planning steps, using memory, and being present all at once. That's a full brain workout, and you end up with a tasty reward at the end. What matters most is that you enjoy it, that it pulls you in. Because when we're immersed in something creative, we lose track of time in the best way. That state, what some call flow, is deeply healing. It quiets stress, boosts dopamine, that feel-good brain chemical, and helps wire your brain for clearer thinking. And here's a little secret. When you create something, you leave a piece of yourself behind. You build legacy. You create memories, not just for your brain, but for others to hold on to. Whether it's a painting, a journal entry, or a song you hum to your grandchild, these little expressions matter. They say, I was here, I had thoughts, I had dreams, I made something. So if you've ever thought, what good does it do to paint now? Or why bother writing at my age? Know this, now is the perfect time. You've lived a life full of stories, experiences, laughter, and wisdom. Creativity is simply your brain's way of celebrating all of that. Let's take a deep breath together here. Just imagine how your days could feel when your mind is clear, your memory steady, your thoughts flowing like they used to. Picture yourself waking up, feeling confident in your focus. Picture having a conversation and the right words just come to you. That kind of mental sharpness isn't out of reach. It's not lost to the past. It's something you can begin building right now, today. And it doesn't take drastic changes. It's the small, consistent steps that count. Learn something new, even if it's just a little each day. Move your body with joy dance, walk, stretch, or sway. Stay connected to people who make you laugh and think and feel. Give yourself moments of stillness and allow your mind to rest. Challenge your brain with puzzles and problems, and then let it play through creativity. When you stack these habits together, even gently, even slowly, you start to create a rhythm, a brain-friendly lifestyle that doesn't just protect your mind from decline. It helps it thrive. And if you ever feel like you've fallen off track, don't worry. This isn't a race. You haven't missed your chance. Every day is a fresh start. Every moment is a new opportunity to nourish your mind and give yourself a little more clarity, confidence, and peace. It's never too late to feel mentally strong again, so if any of what we've talked about today has sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Have you recently tried something new? Found a creative hobby that brings you joy? Or maybe you've got a question or a story to share. Drop it in the comments below. This is a community, and your voice matters here. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, give it a thumbs up so more people can discover it. And if you'd like more videos like this about staying healthy, sharp, and happy at any age, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more to explore together. Thank you for spending this time with me. It's a gift to connect with you, even from across a screen. Remember, your mind is still growing, your brain is still learning, and your best thinking days are not behind you, they're still unfolding. Here's to living fully, thinking clearly, and feeling strong no matter your age. You've got this. We'd love to hear from you. What's one brain-boosting habit you're excited to try, or maybe something that already works for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. If this video helped or inspired you, give it a like. It really supports the channel and helps others find this content. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, encouraging videos on staying sharp, healthy, and happy after 60. Here's to living your best life. Any age,